We're devastated by the disappearance of our beloved Gus.
Nearly 90 hours since he was last seen.
I think there is a chance. It's probably fairly slim, but there is a chance, which is why I'm going out there.
It's day 5 and a crucial clue has been found in the search for 4-year-old Gus.
Gus is a little 4-year-old, blonde, curly hair, smiling face.
The South Australian Outback. In the vast and unforgiving terrain, where the horizon stretches endlessly and the silence fills the air, a family's worst nightmare began on a late September afternoon when 4-year-old August Lamont, known to his loved ones simply as Gus, disappeared without a trace from his family's rural homestead. His disappearance united a community, mobilised hundreds of searchers, and left a nation hoping for a miracle. On Saturday, September 27th, 2025, little Gus was playing in the sand outside of his family's remote sheep station, approximately 40 kilometres south of Yunta. At 5 p.m. he was there. At 5:30 p.m, when his grandmother went out to call him inside, he was gone. South Australian police immediately launched what would become one of the state's most intensive search operations.
We've got SES resources out here. We've got Pole Air again. We've got the horses. We've got Water Operations Unit. We've also been able to secure a busload of 40 police cadets. Getting cadets out here actually shows the significance of this job and just the commitment to actually try and find Gus or evidence of where he's been.
In the unforgiving Outback, every minute counts. Lines of orange-clad State Emergency Service volunteers and police officers move side by side, scanning every clump of blue bush, every dip in the red sand. All South Australians knew so far was that a little lost boy was wearing a long blue-sleeved shirt with a Minions character on it. Helicopters equipped with infrared technology scan from above, while ground teams methodically comb through the scrub. The Australian Defence Force and specialised drones also joined the effort. As hope was fading though, a clue reinvigorated the search. Superintendent Mark Cyrus said that a child's footprint was found on Tuesday evening, about 500 metres away from the homestead, the last place Gus was seen. He said it was a child's footprint with a very similar boot pattern as to the one that Gus was wearing the last time he was seen. And today, police and SES line searches were noticeably concentrated in the area northwest of the homestead. The footprint reignited hope and triggered police to employ the skills of an Indigenous tracker, Ronald Boland.
He's got a really good connection to land. He's worked up here. He's Nukunoo and from Nukunoo country, and he just said it was really unusual. He could find some cat prints and fox prints, but no little boy's prints. So,
by day 4, experts believed the trail had already gone cold though, vital clues likely lost in time and the strong winds. They say trackers should have been brought on the ground from day 1, but police say they wanted to wait for solid evidence before bringing in a tracker.
We consider all assets to start with, but just until we actually found something, that sort of just triggered the fact that we can actually bring someone into it to assist.
Every day, at least 50 police and SES volunteers walked around the property under the scorching sun, looking through the dust and late into the cold nights, searching with all their might for any clues, all the while leaving behind their own footprints on the land. In the end, nothing was found. Through their unimaginable pain, Gus's family shared their devastation with the world.
It's come as a shock to our family and friends, and we're struggling to comprehend what has happened. Gus's absence is felt in all of us, and we miss him more than words can express. Our hearts are aching, and we are holding on to hope that he will be found and returned safely.
The search mobilised the entire state, with hundreds of volunteers united in hope. However, online, social media became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories.
Missing persons is a community phenomenon where people are very interested in the idea of something happening and coming together to solve a mystery. Yet it also talks to the fact that sometimes it's a bit of trauma infotainment, that it connects people with an opportunity to really focus in on a story and feel like they're banding together for an outcome.
Social media has been rife with theories about foul play, animals, about cover-ups, but authorities were steadfast in their belief that Gus had simply wandered off.
No, there's no suggestion of anything suspicious.
I spoke to some of the police towards the end of day 2, I think. They'd already ruled out that the child had been taken, and they'd already ruled out that there'd been any family harm. They knew that they were just looking for a lost child. I know this family very well. They're the best people you can get. As I said, honest, reliable, trustworthy.
After 7 days, the police had to confront the brutal reality. He might be a resilient farm kid, but could a 4-year-old have lasted this long under such difficult conditions?
Whilst we've all been hoping for a miracle, that miracle was not eventuated. And in the last 48 hours, despite the professional advice, it being unlikely that Gus would have survived, we have maintained and in fact increased the effort to try and locate him and bring him back to his family. We're confident that we've done absolutely everything we can to locate Gus within the search area. But despite our best efforts, we have not been able to locate him. And unfortunately, we are now having to scale back this search for Gus.
Today, the case has transitioned to a missing persons investigation. While the ground search has ended, police maintain they will not give up hope finding little Gus. The search for Gus Lamont continues, not just in the lands around his remote sheep station in South Australia's mid-north, where you can walk for hours without seeing a living soul, but in the hearts of a community who still desperately want answers.